Hello, and welcome to the Dudeist journey. I'm your host, the Reverend Phillip K. I hope you're joining me today with a drink and a smoke. Have yourselves a good time. It's my loud slurping. Okay, so thank you for joining. If this is your first time, I just want to get a few things off right off the bat. Dudeism is not a religion, it's a philosophy. The philosophy is the art of peace. As there is an art of war, there is an art of peace, and that's what we try to do here on the Dudeist journey. We try to help teach you how to use the art of peace by using a very simple phrase, which is take it easy, right? A lot of people don't like, be calm, No one's ever, gotten calm by being told to be calm. So I find saying take it easy works a lot better. So that's something I can do for you. Still working on the new mic. Got the fancy Shure SM7B here. Still working it out. Still have a very, I have a very weak swing arm here on it, and it's just not holding it up. I think I'm probably gonna have to get one of those little, the little tripod desk stand. Probably do that. Oh man. So yeah. Also, to get a few things out of the way, I started this podcast back in 2020 when I lost my little brother to an overdose, and in 2022 I lost my wife to cancer. I recently had it was the 1 year anniversary of her death last week, and yeah, I'm doing fucking terrible. That was a shitty day for me, man. Like that whole week, I must have gained 10 pounds eating junk food. Oh, Lord. Because, it's the holidays. There's fucking candy everywhere, and there's cookies and shit, and I'm hungry. And I'm depressed. So I was like, Grandma's cookies. Let's get like 100 of these. So I'm back to my diet this week and eating my vegetables, and I'm on the treadmill, and I'm doing the yoga. Trying to live to be 100, man. Trying. Now, today's sermon, I'm talking about being single because I'm single. I've been single for a year now. And it's got its kind of back and forth, its ups and downs. And so I was looking around and I was trying to find, information, things out there from psychology and science about being single and those types of things. And are there any benefits, Because I'm trying to stay positive here, man. I'm fucking shit. I am in hell. Okay. It's like I have my kids, okay, and they bring a lot of light and love into my life. They help guide me. You know what I mean? They are helping me stay on course. I lost the sun and the sky, but I still have the moon and stars to navigate. Is how I would put it. So I'm trying to do the whole dating thing. Now, I haven't gotten on any of the apps. I'm not doing that shit. I'm old-fashioned. You have to meet me in person. I have a lot of trust issues. Oh, some people don't know, but I'm paranoid as hell. I think vampires exist. And now that the government has admitted that extraterrestrials and aliens exist, well, hell, how do I know you ain't an alien? Coming after my brain and shit. So I have tried, though. I've tried flirting. I was like, look, let's take this a step at a time. Let's try some flirting, right? I can flirt. So I flirted with some women, and 7 out of 10 were lesbians. So that's my score right now. So there was this one gal I was seeing. We hung out. She invited me to a show, and I wasn't sure if she was like interested or what. And my friends, of course, are like, dude, she keeps, she asks you to come over to her house and stuff, and you guys have hung out and you've had lunch, and she's taking you to the show, so it's probably a date. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think it is. And so I went, and we went to the show. It was like this live podcast recording. And it was the first time I'd ever gone. And it was a lot of fun. And then as we're going out, as we leave in the show, going back to her car, she says, yeah, she goes, my girlfriend lives in another state and my roommate won't come to these things with me. So thanks for coming, because otherwise no one would go with me. I was like, well, there's my answer. And I even asked her, I was just like, were you flirting with me? She's like, well, not really, but it was like, yeah, no. She goes, it wasn't a date. It was just friends hanging out. And I was like, okay. Making sure. But I did have an actual date. Because I don't know if I told you the story about the girl who ghosted me. I met a girl at a con. Things were going great. I gave her my number. Never heard back. Right. And so my buddy was trying to tell me to do this, and this. And I said, I'm not going to do that. So I went, and I had an old friend of mine. She used to be married. She's divorced. She's single. So I was chatting with her online, and I gave her my number. And so she texted me that night, and we went out on a little lunch date. And it was great. We barely ate because we were just talking the whole time and just it was just awesome. We totally clicked, and she totally wanted to hook up. But she was moving. Yeah, she was moving to Cincinnati for a job. So it was like, well, shit. There's the luck. I found someone I trust, I'm attracted to. We could totally have a great relationship, but nope. Fate said, fuck you. C'est la vie. So yeah, so that happened, and then I was talking with okay, so this is now number 10. So I've gone through the 7 were lesbians, 1 ghosted me, 1 moved out of state, and the other one is an old friend of mine who already lives out of state. She's an old acting friend of mine, and she is currently single too. And she had a post, and it was kind of sad, and so I kind of reached out because a mutual friend of ours died, and she was very close to him and was really bummed about the whole thing. And so I was chatting with her, just DMing back and forth, and I was, saying a few things to kind of help cheer her up. And so I definitely got, a little flirty with her, and I did tell her that, yeah, she is one of the most beautiful women I've ever met. And what was it? I found a little wish list of hers and sent her a couple of this Amazon book series she wanted to read. I'm sorry, it was a book series that was on Amazon. And so yeah, she's been really great and receptive and talkative, and we click because we both have similar senses of humor. And she's great, but once again, she lives in another state. It's like, I'm finding connections with these women, but none of them are close. No locals, man. No locals. On my own. And then I've been getting hit with the, what do they call them? Thirst traps. Where there's like a girl who's posting like funny, cute videos, and you follow her, and then she like says hi, and then before you know it, she's sending you links for spicy content. I'm getting a lot of those, and I'm trying to get away from those. I'm realizing that if there's a woman who's being funny, but she's like really sexy dressed, don't follow them. It's fucking up with my algorithm, because I'm trying to get stuff from like biblical scholars, philosophers, scientists, musicians, other artists and creators. That's really the community I like. I like to do the whole, instead of doom scrolling, I like to do the whole micro learning, where people are posting videos that are just these little facts and information. And I love that. I love learning, because you never stop learning. And today we're going to learn about the 10 benefits of being single according to some psychologist on a website I didn't even bother to write down. So, for all we know, it was written by a crazy person. So let's just find out what this is. But I wanted to dive into this a little bit because I realized that some of the people out there, hey, there's a lot of single folks, okay? We're not all married. We're not all in relationships. A lot of us are just, man, we're just dealing with it, man. You know, day at a time, going through it, riding the wave. Sometimes that wave spins you and knocks your ass around, and sometimes it's calm and cool as fuck. But it ain't easy, brother. It ain't easy. So in my attempts to kind of feel a little bit more positive and better about my situation, I said, okay, so what are the 10 benefits of being single? Well, first you have to realize that some people are single on purpose. And some folks go a little crazy with it. But yeah, some folks are like, you know what? I just do better this way. The gal I had the lunch date with, who moved to Cincinnati. I'm just going to call her Cincinnati. So Cincinnati, she is single on purpose. She's like, it's not that I don't want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to be married. She goes, I was married once, and there were all these expectations on what I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to do, and I'm just not cool with it. So she's like, just be single. Because I was talking to her about my situation, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get married again or what to do, you know? And she said, stay single. Why get married? Why bring someone else in who's going to have their demands and their things and da-da-da-da? Be single for now. Raise your kids the way you want to raise them. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. You spent 22 years with someone, compromising with someone, making that someone happy. Now make you happy. You know, not to say you weren't happy before, but just now it's, you know, it's not what does Kristen and Phil want, it's what does Phil want. And it's been hard for a lot of people because it's been Kristen and Phil for 25 fucking years. And now it's just Phil. And while there are those who choose to be single, and there are those of us that do want a relationship, and I'm kind of in that realm. I do want a relationship of some kind, but I don't know how it's going to work, you know, because like how things are. But okay, so anyway, this group, this psychology group in Greece studied 800 people. They interviewed 800 people who had been single or were currently single, and they were trying to find what it is, what benefits they had about being single now as opposed to being in a relationship. Now, the first thing you might want to ask is, what is this? What is Dudeism's stand on this? Now, Dudeism offers a fresh start. Okay, no baggage. There's no deity. There's no looking over your shoulder. You're just going to be relaxed, and when you're relaxed, you find you can be more confident. You don't worry about being single. You don't rush to try and create some fairy tale relationship that'll fuck up your life. And right now, like I said, I'm at the mercy of the ocean, man. I got to ride the waves. That's life. And whoever else has a boat that comes along to mine as strangers in the night, then hey, cool. We'll see what happens, man. But I ain't banking on shit. So, let's go ahead and take a look. Now, they said there's 10 benefits. They put this into a list for us because that's the great thing about the internet is everyone's turning shit into lists. So the first one they have is you have more time and you can use it the way you want, because relationships, they take time. And so this really is the biggest advantage for most people. I mean, look at me right now. It's like fucking midnight. I'm recording a podcast episode. Usually this would never happen if I was married. My wife would be like, we're supposed to be spending time together before we go to bed. We got to get up early. What the fuck are you doing? You know, there would be like this whole thing on it. But I now have that freedom to make my schedule, do things the way I want to do, be the way I want to be. And plus I can't sleep. So, you know, it's like, might as well be productive. Fuck. Better than just lying in your bed staring at the ceiling and shit. Which brings us to number 2. You got to focus. There's more focus here. You can focus on yourself. You can focus on your career. You can focus on your kids. Focus on catching up on your reading, huh? Maybe read some books or write one. I wrote one. It's called Nicholas and Myra. It's on Amazon. Please buy it because I'm poor. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, buy the book. No, which is another whole other thing. I'm having to deal with marketing. It's driving me nuts. But I can focus on it because I have that time. I don't have someone else who's expecting me to help accomplish their goals and do what they want. I can focus on just my goals and what I want. And I can push those things up and make them bigger and bring them out to a wider audience. Which brings us to a third big benefit here about being single, which is you're in charge. Think about that. There's no compromises. You work when you want. You binge your favorite TV show when you want. You work out when you want. You do what you want when the fuck you want. And hopefully, if you can get enough money in the fucking bank to where you can just live on an interest of investments, hey, man, you can say fuck you to everybody and do what you want. That's what I'm trying to do, Lord. But this is something like I said, like Cincinnati brought up. You're in charge and you can do what you want and be what you want. And I've redecorated my room, turned my room into the gothic heavy metal library. It's coming along. Still needs some work. Coming along. If you follow me on TikTok, you'd see I replied. Someone asked about it, and so I replied. And sent them a few pictures, and let them kind of take a look. And I hope to just get the whole thing done, so that way I can really, just put the whole thing together. But it's been kind of crazy. It's been a little crazy because, like I said, I'm focusing on work, and that's not easy. It's not. All right. And which brings us into a fourth benefit, which is you don't have to deal with breakups. If you're single, I'm not with anyone. I don't have any obligations to anyone. I haven't sworn any oath of my undivided love and attention to someone. So I don't have to deal with those heartbreaks. I don't have to deal with the craziness. There's no one messing with my head. Aside, of course, from the thirst trap women on TikTok and Instagram trying to sell me their spicy content. But you don't have to worry about this sort of emotional roller coaster that people go through with the arguments, the fights, the breakups, the get back togethers and all that, or starting over. Me, I'm dealing with an involuntary breakup, basically, in a sense. I should, depending on your perspective. And now I have to kind of ride this wave of grief until I can find a more stable seas. And which brings us into the fifth thing, which is being steady. There's no love roller coaster. You find your groove, you ride your wave, you find your center for yourself, center your chi, you know what they say? And be more in tune with you. You can take longer baths, meditate if you want, do some yoga, maybe do that DDP yoga, right? Get yourself all buff and back in shape like old Arthur. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can Google it. And I think that's a good thing for you is, once again, as the heart of Dudeism is to be cool, is to take it easy. And this is one of those things that really does that. Which brings us into the sixth benefit of being single, which is the ability to be calm. You're not fighting with anyone. There's no criticism. There's no arguments. No silent treatment. None of those types of things are going on. You know what I mean? You're just in your boat, riding your flow, doing your thing, and it's all fucking good, man. You're the captain of the fucking ship. We go east, we go west, you fucking decide. No one else can say shit. It's a whole sense of control. So some people are like, look, it's better to be single and happy than married and miserable, which I agree with. I think we can all agree with that. It's not good to be miserable. And if you're in a relationship where you are miserable, then that relationship has to end. You have to definitely try, as in Dudeism, we try to adhere to a strict drug regimen to keep your mind limber. So, for instance, if it's cannabis, well, you got to keep a strict regimen. Make sure you got to smoke, how many times a day, or take the edibles, or whatever it is you got to do. Maybe put a little infused honey in the tea, right? In the coffee, maybe. Whatever you have to do to keep that calm center so you can make better decisions. Be the captain of your own ship and do what you want to do. Not everyone's going to have the same path, the same course, but you're going to find a way to work it out, man. You're going to find a way to definitely work it out. And here's the other thing, is that if you are single, brings you into benefit number 7, which is see whoever you want. You can date, you can flirt, you can be socially and sexually free. You can have yourself a lady friend, or even a special lady friend. Depends on, who you got there. I've got some lady friends. Well, 2. I've got 2. But if you count the lesbians, I have 9. Yeah. But the whole point is that you can do that if you meet someone and you click and it works out and it feels good, and you can go forward with it. And like I said, I know some women who are absolutely gorgeous. They're smart. They're funny. I totally click with them, but they fucking live in other places. It's like, God damn it, Or you'll find one and you think you'd be a total match, but they're married, like that shit, Like Alanis Morissette in Ironic. You remember that song? You remember? Do you remember? I remember. Do you remember? All right, so let's get down into benefit number 8. So if you are single, your 8th benefit is that you can use all your resources for you, okay? You can use your time and your energy how you want. You don't have to work and manage a relationship. You can go bowling whenever you want to, which I suggest. Bowling is a great sport. Bowling is the only sport where you can get drunk and do the sport. It's pretty awesome. Curling used to be like that, but they changed it. But yeah, so it's like me, I constantly used my resources for my wife's profession because her profession was making money. So it makes sense that you would put the resources to what's making money and what's not. There's no money in the arts. It's a crapshoot. It's like playing the lottery. It's tough. And it's a tough bracket, one weekend can make or break you. You know what I mean? One convention can set you up or completely ruin everything. It fucking sucks. But when you are single, now that I'm single, I'm using all my resources for my investments and for my work, and I'm seeing, actual results. So I'm like, I'm getting to that point, to the top of the hill, to where these other investments that I have are actually going to be a steady revenue stream, because that's what we're all hoping for. Number 9, the benefit of being single is that you do not have to do undesirable activities, okay? You don't have to do what you don't want. You're in control, remember? You can do whatever you want with your social time, okay? I can sit here and I can work on my podcast instead of sitting with my wife watching some fucking Housewives episode that I don't want to fucking see, that I'm going to make snarky comments through the whole fucking thing. God, I hate I fucking hate reality television. I mean, very few reality TV shows I think are pretty good, but so many of them are just, what the fuck are we doing here? Holy Jesus. What happened to this guy's neck? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. And I'll give you a perfect example. My wife got free tickets to a concert, to a show in Vegas, right? So when I hear this, I'm thinking Penn and Teller. I'm thinking like, Siegfried and Roy or something, right? Oh no. She got free tickets to Celine Dion. Fucking Celine, of all the fucking shows. And because they fucked up our seats, we got to sit closer up front. You know, isn't that great? And so I'm trying to enjoy the show, but like they're charging like $8 for a glass of wine. It was really like insane prices, and this was like early 2000s. But the thing is that I was sitting in front of this couple, and there was this really overweight dude, and he kept standing up and like dancing, like for every song Celine Dion was singing. And by the way, Celine Dion, kookiest bitch on the planet. Holy fucking shit, that woman is weird. But so this guy in front of me is this big overweight dude, and his pants are falling because he's got these tight pants on. So I've got like this big hairy ass just shaking in my face pretty much through most of the concert. It was like Celine Dion, big hairy jiggly ass. Celine Dion, big hairy jiggly ass. Just the whole freaking show. Oh, God. It's like we couldn't go see fucking, anything else. Fucking Celine Dion. So I don't have to deal with that shit anymore right now. I am free from that shit. Thank you. And the last benefit of being single, according to this study done in Greece, is that you can manage your diet, okay? You don't have to deal with any crazy diets from your partner. You can eat what you like and all that. And I totally fucking understand this because my wife would go on these diets. Like the last diet she on was the keto diet, okay? And that's where it's like no carbs, it's like meat and cheese and shit. It's basically Atkins. It's just a different version of the Atkins diet. But she did it and she lost weight. So she's like, I am totally sticking with this. But me, oh, motherfucker, I love carbs, okay? I live in the United States of America, okay? We put carbs on carbs, all right? We fucking love carbs here, okay? We take Twinkies and we dip them in batter and deep fry them, okay? That's what we fucking do in the United States. We take sausages, dip them in batter, and deep fry them. We call them corn dogs, and they're fucking delicious. And so my wife would constantly get on my ass about anything. Like, I remember I made I was making lunch for my kids. I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on whole wheat bread. I gave them apple slices, some cucumber slices, and some carrot sticks, right? Good lunch, right? I think it's a good lunch, okay? Set it down in front of my kid. My wife's like, oh, so she's having sugar, carbs, and some carrots today? Fuck you, bitch. What the fuck? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Look at this shit. I never ate whole wheat bread and fucking shit. Fuck no, dude. Hell no. Got that cheap-ass white wannabe Wonder Bread. We had Wonder Bread for a little while, but then my parents couldn't afford it. So you get that cheap fucking knockoff bread that's like really thin. Like if you put a drop of water on that bread, it fucking turns to mush. The whole thing's just gone. That's the kind of shit I fucking grew up with. So yeah, I almost wanted to like post that online and try to find a pediatrician to back me up, but I didn't want to turn it into a thing. But I don't have to worry about that now because I'm single. I can feed my kids what I want to feed them, even though they constantly fight me about eating it. Fucking Christ, I swear to God. I cannot even begin to tell you how many times I have said the phrase, just eat the food. Just eat the food. Fucking, oh God. If only they give a fucking nickel for every time on that one, right? But see, that's a big bonus there, is that I can focus and I can still do those things. I have this freedom as a single person. I have no obligation to anyone. Now, the question that people have is, are you happy? Well, me, you can't really ask me. I'm grieving the loss of my wife, okay? My late wife. I got to get used to saying that. My late wife, okay? I'm dealing with that right now. So I'm not the person to ask because I'm fucking miserable with a few spots of happiness right now, okay? You know how the whole yin and the yang, it's like you got the white with the little black circle, and then you got the black side with the little white circle on the yin yang, right? Well, the white is meant to represent the light of life. And the little black circle is that little bit of darkness. And then the black side represents the darkness, just the sadness of life. And then the little white part represents the light. And that yin yang is you. It's that mixture. And I got to tell you right now, really feeling like the darker side right now. I really feel like someone ripped the sun out of the sky. Honest to God, that's what it feels like. And I'm trying to figure out how to live without the sun. Which, as you know, for most folks, fucking impossible. But gotta figure it out, dude. You gotta figure it out. So, like I said, I do have that happiness and that freedom that I can do what I want, say what I want. I am the boss. I have the final say. So there is that, you know. But there are some basic tenets that I think are important when you become single. And one of those things, like I said, as Dudeism teaches us, is to slow down. Slow down for a minute. Take it easy. Take a breath. Savor the present, okay? Savor the moments, all right? And creatively, you can follow your heart. Be more of you and do what you want to do. Because, yeah, man, there's going to be ups and downs in being single. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to be sad, probably cry sometimes. But yet, you still have this freedom and this happiness to be alive. And you have to find a way to be happy with you. Just you and no one else. I'm learning it, man. I don't know it. I don't have the keys on that one. I'm working on it. But I don't know it 100% for certain. I'm still learning. And as soon as I know, I'll tell you. I'll let you know. And with that, so let's go ahead and let's take 5 minutes here. Let's take 5 minutes for us to just kind of talk. Just take a moment, just think, just savor the time, man. Just savor it. And just try to think about being happy, being you. Okay? Whether it's like counting your blessings or doing something creative, hanging out with friends, whatever it is. Just take 5 minutes to think of reasons why you're happy to be you and feel happy for those reasons, okay? We're going to take 5 minutes on the clock and we're going to start that 5 minutes right now. All right, we're back. Hope you took that time to feel happy about being you, feeling good about being you, and doing what you can to just relax and flow along. Whether you're single or in a relationship, I hope you find happiness and peace, because that's the most important thing that everybody wants. I know it's what I want. And whether or not I find my queen or I just have a bunch of lesbian friends. I mean, you have to think about it. Me and lesbians have a lot in common, you know. We both find women attractive and we love the hardware store. So, you know, it's all there. But above all things, when you're out here in this crazy world and you're trying to live life, I hope you can learn to take it easy. Because when you take it easy, the dude abides. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.